is finished from the motorcycle or boda, or sometimes it stops and pretends to make a call. So you have to be very, very vigilant. And during that process, you find people are attacked. We have a new type of crime where you find you're being ridden by a rider, a boda rider, and he has accomplices who are tracking you. They give you a chase, they give the front boda a chase, and then they attack the passenger and rob them clean. We ask the public to be careful with bodas that still have tilted number plates. Please don't board those ones. Those which have faded number plates, please don't use those ones. Ensure that the boda rider that the boda you're taking has very clear number plates, and there you'll have to reach safely where you'll be going. But otherwise, we want to welcome them back fully, and we pray that they remain law-abiding as they go about their activities. That after the recovery of the two remaining guns that were robbed by the newly created rebel group, that is the Uganda National Coalition for Change, where we arrested about 31 suspects and charged 17 to court. We had recovered 3 guns, but now the remaining 2 guns were also recovered. They were recovered from a maize garden that is in Virango Cell, Bukuya Parish in Kasanda district. We believe the guns were abandoned due to the much pressure that we had put in tracking down the suspects. Out of the 31 suspects, 17 were charged to the court-martial with terrorism. The arrests, recoveries, and disruptive operations against members of this rebel group shows our response and commitment in identifying, pursuing, and arresting all actors of violence in the country. One of the guns recovered is that one which was robbed from Nakasozi police post after the murder of the 2 police officers on the 16th of December 2021. It was recovered with 20 rounds out of 30, so they had used the 10 rounds of ammunition. The second gun was that one which was robbed from an LDU in Wakiso. At the time of recovery, it had only 21 rounds. 9 rounds were missing, so they had used a total of 19 rounds. Then we also continue with our patrols along the western border with the DRC. The UPDF and UPF, in close coordination with immigration, closely continue monitoring the external border with the DRC, following operations against the ADF and other hostile forces in the DRC. In the course of last week, remnants of the ADF attacked Nobil Center, that is in North Kivu province, which is located about 3 kilometers from Busunga border post. This led to an influx of refugees into Uganda. So far, 1,381 refugees are registered by the Office of the Prime Minister in close coordination with the UNHCR, CAFOMI, and Save the Children at the reception center in Busunga Town Council. So the police and UPDF are offering security to the reception center at Busunga Town Council. Out of these, a total of 459 refugees have been transferred to the transit camp at Vubukwanga, so that is where they are. However, we continue to carry out very comprehensive and robust deployments and patrols along our borders with the DRC. We managed to arrest a suspected ADF rebel who had sneaked into the country. That is Kasereka Matayo. We found him getting treatment. He had injuries that could have been sustained during the attacks in the DRC. He's being held at Kanyamurima Army Barracks in Vundibujo. So, securing the nation against such potential threats remains a top priority. We want to assure the residents along the western border with the DRC that they are safe and secure. We're also managing the safe, orderly, and humane settlement of the refugees. So our checks along the borderline continue to be thorough to ensure that no rebels or terrorists enter into the country. Now, we've carried this booklet here. It is an amendment of the police bond. It is a project that is being piloted. So you'll be getting, I'll be giving each one of you a copy of the amended police bond. They call it the Police Form 18. This is the amended police bond or Police Form 18 that is being piloted in 20 districts. You're aware that one of the features that distinguishes police from other occupations is the lawful authority given to us to arrest and detain suspects, and how we dispose those persons arrested is provided by law under Section 25, subsection 1 of the Police Act, Cap 303. As a result, our responses in the disposal of suspects ranges from cautioning them, releasing suspects on police bond, with or without sureties, and even charging suspects to court. However, the circumstances under which police bonds are issued always attract significant public interest due to concerns of misuse, bribery, and extortion, which has an impact on the reputation of the police force. As a result, the Justice, Law and Order sector, working with the Uganda Police through the Directorate of Research, Planning and Development, held a consultative and innovative review process on the issuance of police bond and came up with new features to the new police bond to help address concerns of extortion and corruption. The new form is in form of a booklet, like I've indicated. It has 3 carbonated papers, where the original copy is issued to the suspect, the duplicate attached on file, and the triplicate remains in the book. So it has an inserted watermark stating police bond is free. The watermark is very clear, like you'll be able to see. It has a provision for telephone contacts, both toll-free and office contacts of the Professional Standards Unit, through which one can report a case of extortion. It has a provision for the rank and name of the officer issuing the police bond. The form also has the word nil inserted in the space for the amount to be forfeited in the event that the suspect or surety defaults on the bond terms. Previously, that space used to be blank, and the condition was that I bind myself to forfeit to the Uganda government the sum of shillings blanks. Others would put 5 million. Now it is nil. It is printed nil, so that you are not taken advantage of. Also included is a clause to remind the person benefiting from the bond and his or her surety, their liability in the event that they default on the terms and conditions. And at the back, there is a ladder. There is an attendance ladder. If you can see this ladder here, it is very clear. It documents the reporting schedule of the suspect. When you report on this date and this time and so on and so forth. So we are already piloting the amended police bond in 20 districts. And we strongly believe the new form will empower the public to resist extortionist demands for payment of bond. It will enable management fast-track a specific police bond issued to a station, a district, because each police bond has a serial number. This serial number here will help us to track the station, the district, the police post, which has issued that police bond. It will also enable us to know the type of crimes that are prevalent in a specific district, help us ascertain the number of suspects arrested vis-a-vis those taken to court, and also guide management in determining funds for the feeding of suspects, help us carry out inspections and establish the duration of stay in custody in order to minimize over-detention and eliminate the issuance of police bond by unauthorized persons. So the new form will be rolled out after an effective and successful pilot study in the 20 districts. The 20 districts that are being piloted under the funding by the Justice, Law and Order sector are Kabarole, Kasese, Arua, Yumbe, Kitgum, Gulu, Chiriandongo, Tororo, Amuria, Pader, Kaberamaido, Kampala, Chegegwa, Bundibujo, Abim, Amudat, Nakapiripirit, Kotido, Kabong, Moroto, and Napak. Actually, there are 21 districts. So we want you to work with us as the media in fighting abuse of the police bond. Commanders in North Choga managed to crack down on a racket that was involved in the theft and murders of border riders and the subsequent robbery of their motorcycles. This was a well-organized gang that had specialized in theft of motorcycles all over the country. It had collaborators almost in every part of the country who would identify newly acquired or newly bought motorcycles and plan for its robbery. They had a ready market in South Sudan, the DRC, and Kenya. We started by arresting one called Okori Mondri, a 28-year-old border rider from Apache Town Council. We tracked him down and arrested him from Inomo Station in Kwania, where we recovered a stolen motorcycle, registration number UEU 5482, a Bajaj Boxer red in color. He had just returned from Soroti at the time of his arrest. Fortunately enough, his arrest led to the recovery of 10 more suspected stolen motorcycles, 5 of which were recovered from his premises, and an additional 5 from his accomplices in Kwania and Apache districts, respectively. So far, 4 suspects who form part of this criminal gang have been arrested. These include Okori Mondri, Okelo Dan, a 30-year-old from Apache Town Council, Olwa Benson, 32, also from Apache, then Opolo Dan from Kwania district. Right now we are on a serious manhunt for 2 other suspects. One called Okwir Dennis, who is the gang leader in North Choga region, and another one called Akaki Sam. These were the masterminds behind the aggravated robbery and murders of border riders. We've also established that they have a racket that has been helping them forge logbooks and other chassis and engine numbers from Lira City who are being pursued. We shall give an update on this operation, which is still ongoing. The recovered motorcycles are as follows. Registration number UEZ 253U Bajaj Boxer Red, UEU 355U Bajaj Boxer Red, UEU 484 Bajaj Boxer, UEE 337H Bajaj, UEO 103Y Bajaj, UEE 936K Bajaj, UEW 918H Bajaj, KMFJ 433 Bajaj, which was stolen from Kapchora. They always use they buy some of their motorcycles from across and take time to change the number plates. UEK 300S Bajaj, UFJ 610 Bajaj Boxer, I think there's a number missing, and UFD 233U, which was originally on number plate UFJ 230U, which was stolen from Aduku town in Kwania. We had other 6 number plates, which were also recovered. The owners should also take note of them. The number plates which were recovered are UEW 293D, UER 258Y, UEP 293V, UFD 715N, UEE 895D, and UEU 978D. We've submitted the engine numbers, chassis, and the recovered number plates to URA for further verification and details of ownership. The majority of the motorcycles were stolen from the districts of Soroti, Kapchorwa, Mbale, and Kaberamaido, and those ones would be brought to the Lango sub-region in the districts of Kwania, Apach, and Lira and sold there. The ones they would steal from Lira, Kwania, and Apach, they would take them to Soroti, Mbale, and Kapchorwa.